Well, I think it's close enough. We can start. Call the meeting to order today. We'll start with the volunteer pension board before we do the regular meeting. And now that here, stand and we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have a roll call starting on my left. Dean.
Dean Merkley, Larry McPhail,
Rich Boston.
Bruce Ansel, John Crawford.
Jason Vanderbeek. All right, we have for the pension board approval of May 16 minutes, which should have been in your packet. Is there a motion to approve those minutes as presented?
So, second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
They are approved. Volunteer participation.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, every year the district's required to submit a participation report of all active and non-active members, volunteers. The report for 2018 has been completed, and after signatures are obtained, it will be forwarded to the Board of Volunteer Firefighters. It's not been included in your packet because it contains birthdays and social security numbers, and so Commissioner Boston has a copy of it.
Yeah, which I've distributed on Facebook.
Give it to Wes.
But I don't think we've ever submitted it publicly. So. Good job. All right. Any questions on that? Anything else before pension board meeting?
We just need a motion to approve that the 2018 volunteer participation.
Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We'll go to our regular board commissioner meeting, and thank you for stepping in, Jason. Joan Winchester's on vacation this month, so Jason has agreed to handle all those duties, so I appreciate that. We'll start with the oath of office.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a oath of office here for Blake Scott, our newly promoted lieutenant. Blake, can you come forward, please? Yep. So Blake's been with the district since 2007. He got hired March, April.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's my good side.
Okay, yeah.
So, just a side note, Blake was actually on my crew when I came in this position, and I was really happy to see him get promoted. That's always a good thing for a company officer to see their guys move up and step up and get promoted. So,
Yeah.
not quite my understudy for the whole time, but
Yeah.
it was good to see. So,
Yep.
all right. So, Blake, if you could please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Blake Scott,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
to do my duty as a lieutenant
to do my duty as a lieutenant
for North Wacom Fire and Rescue to the best of my ability.
for North Wacom Fire and Rescue to the best of my ability,
To serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity.
to serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity,
To serve the citizens of Wacom County
to serve the citizens of Wacom County
with compassion, courage, and integrity.
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
To uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America,
to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America,
the state of Washington,
the state of Washington,
and North Wacom Fire and Rescue.
and North Wacom Fire and Rescue.
So help me God.
So help me God.
First, Blake, thank you.
Commissioner?
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yep. Throw some. Yeah, should have been. Oh, yeah.
So.
Is that plungers?
Okay.
Just still gotta clean toilets.
Okay. And microphones and recorders. Is that the deal?
public comment, Jay? Okay. We'll move on to the consent agenda, which you've all received in the packet. And I'll read through the numbers, and then we'll ask for a motion, and we'll have a discussion if there is any. So, the consent agenda consists of the meeting minutes from May 16, special meeting on May 30, staff reports, financial reports, and vouchers. The vouchers, numeric numbers: North Watkin employees direct deposit payroll, $305,901.01. Non-direct payroll, $47,289.25. Benefits voucher, $275,180.14. The monthly expenditure voucher is $95,678.21. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
And second. Questions, discussions?
I just have one small comment to make about it. I think it's for in consent agenda, is I was looking at the charts for how much money we've used up to this point of the year, and you had a lot of categories. The chief and some of the ladies, I suppose, they've done an excellent job with the budget, because it's almost 50% all the way through, which is really good. Not all 50%, some are, but those are really small, but the entire majority is almost at 50%, which is really good budgeting. That's the only comment I had.
So thank you to the finance.
Yes, thank you.
Good job. And of course to the chief who monitors all that and makes those decisions.
The reason that's so important is one of the school districts down around Seattle, they decided to give their teachers, they had a strike, and give their teachers like 14% raise. Now the school district's looking at 31 teachers are going home. They're gonna stay. So it's really important to have that budget on.
Anyone else? Okay, all in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Commissioner meeting reports. Anybody have any meetings to report?
Not really any meetings, but I got some information back from Washington DC, and it seems that there's another avenue that we can move on getting the train crossing. So I will have some information at our next meeting, and it seems that funding is available to have that radar station moved. So.
I'd like to make one comment. It's not directly related to the fire department. But you know, for 9/11, every year we're quite involved with that up here. My son, he works up the border, and he's involved with it. He worked with Henry hand in hand. Anyway, made the comment to me the other day that 4 firemen they're paying for to come out here, they're gonna take them down as part of 9/11 to the Mariners game, and those 4 firemen are gonna be involved with the game, like throwing the ball out or something like that, all the way from New York.
Great.
Yeah,
That's a good deal. So our people arranged that.
yeah, our people did that.
I have one meeting to report, and that's, I met with the chair of District 4. And we've been talking for some time about the renewal of the contract and moving forward on that. And so she met with me and just kind of brought me up to speed of where they're at. Here, you can add anything to this if you want as I go through this. Their main concern is the 25% that they're paying, which they can pay, but it's not doable in the future. It's just, it's going to take more and more out of their budget. They cannot foresee maintaining that percentage payment and staying financially solvable, stable for the foreseeable future. So it's just a matter of time until they're going to have to take money out of the reserves to pay that 25%. they are hoping that after the master study is completed, we'll have a little bit better idea from an outside source of what this all looks like. And they're very interested in that. They're asking that if we do anything with the RFA, like form a committee or anything with that they have a member on that committee. So we should remember that if we get to that point, to include one of their members on that RFA committee.
Yeah. Can he be entitled to three?
So that's gonna be done. All right, and they would like to possibly have us come at one of their meetings. And when they have their meetings, they're usually right around noon. Maybe they would like to have it like a little bit earlier, and then have us join them for lunch, and then have a planning session after that. And I thought that's probably a pretty good idea. So I'll keep that on the radar and look at that in the future. I don't expect that there's gonna be a lot of pressure on that to do very quickly, simply because, number one, they're waiting for the master study, and number two, they have new commissioner coming on board in the fall. So that could change things a little bit too, especially, I know Dave, so we'll kind of wait and see how that all pans out. So I don't expect anything to be done real soon on it, but that's kind of where they're at. And they wanted us to be aware of that. Am I accurately reflecting that, Gary?
No, I was just gonna mention the fact that with the city taking over a lot of our district, they're taking away our funds by doing it. So we've been looking at different ways to try to increase our income. One of which we've looked at was, for years we've given the city free access to our training grounds, and everybody else gets charged for using that. And we're gonna change that, I think, just as an idea to get more money in and so forth. But that's our biggest problem. The city keeps annexing our district, taking away our tax base. So, but I'm looking forward to that meeting.
What are the normally?
I think it is it the Wednesday before ours?
Well, it's the second
Wednesday.
Second Wednesday, so it could be a week earlier, depending on where the month begins. And it's at noon.
It's good timing, considering something I'm gonna be bringing up pretty soon on the date, so we could tie into that pretty well, so. All right, we'll stay in touch.
So do we need to do anything with this agreement, or is it?
My understanding is they would like to have a joint meeting before we move forward with this agreement.
And what's the timeline on that, or is there one?
I've not understood that there's any timeline. The timeline is in District 4's hands.
Would that
I
be
think we agreed that this continued on.
Until,
We did make one minor verbiage change, I think, in this agreement.
But I don't think that got signed. did it?
No, it did not, that's why I was kind of still floating out
and
there.
they're waiting to sign until we have some meetings.
Okay,
Would that be correct, Eric?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
and there wasn't any substantial changes.
All comes down to money, unfortunately.
Isn't that the way the world works?
Hey, Jason,
Yes, sir.
just before we move on, a couple of questions that came up. Sweet Road and Hughes Avenue with the closures, does it cause us any delays getting over to Birch Bay? Been a problem for
Yeah,
us?
I would say yes. I couldn't tell you the exact cause.
No,
But it is definitely causing.
It didn't seem that the city or anybody was doing that thought it through for us. So, and I've had some people mention that to us, and I see it, so now that it's being
I did not
mentioned.
receive any emails regarding an extended road closure in that area.
Yeah, understood. I didn't get any notices either. Was caught all off by surprise when they did
Yes.
it, so.
And I would say, as somebody that responds out of the station, it definitely impacts my response time, so I would assume it's affecting the engine company and the 8-car response times.
Yeah.
That's something that Fire Marshal's office is typically involved in having conversations about road closures and that sort of thing. So now that we have somebody to be involved in that process, then we'll have some say, or at least contribute our opinions to and demonstrate the impacts to the department and the citizens for emergency response.
Yeah, you know, we all understand that they, you know, when you're building the road, they gotta close a section off, but, closing both off and not accessing and having to go around the city doesn't make sense to me. So, that's a little difficult for people.
And I've been involved in a lot of road projects where they've done half of the road at a time, and even though they close the other lanes for public traffic, they are able with flaggers to let us through the single lane, and that's been common, in other places.
Is it something that, the board needs to do to allow you, or get you involved in that, or is that something you can do on your own?
It's a timing thing. They already kind of put this process in place before we knew anything about the project.
But I mean, in the
And so,
future.
in the future, I'm going to the, twice a month council meetings for the city, and I'm involved now with the engineering department, so I'm
Do you know-
starting to
do you-
hear about this.
Have you met Raven at
Yes,
engineering?
yeah,
Okay, cause she's one that can probably fix that quick.
yeah, I work with Raven and Jeannie a lot,
Good.
so.
Is there an estimated timeline on when it will?
The last commissioners meeting, or the last council meeting, they said the end of July, so we've got a long period
That was
left.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
That's not good. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you can work your magic, at least getting one side up.
yeah. Sounds good. I will pursue that.
Thank you.
Is that Rams project?
You know, you got a connection there,
I think they're involved in the project. I don't know if they're the main contractor.
Ram is the general.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're supplying the street lighting poles for the project, so.
Oh.
why don't we, put that on unfinished business for next, an update on that process. Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, anything from the local? Doesn't look like it. Legal issues, Rich?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Just a couple of things I thought I would mention. Actually, it deals with fire marshal's office. First, Chief Manchester contacted me about some changes that we're thinking about making with regards to the services we provide to the city of Blaine. And unfortunately, we represent both the district and the city. And so I told Chief Manchester that and there's some question actually about whether this interlocal agreement that was signed years ago was terminated, whether it's still in effect, or what the story is. So I told him that we would need to send the district out, and I contacted Brian Snur, who agreed to get in touch with Chief Manchester, and we'll refer the city out for that as well. So I just wanted to let you know. It doesn't happen very often, but we need to do that here. The other thing I want to mention is just interestingly, so the Department of Labor, the Federal Department of Labor, for many years didn't issue wage and hour opinions or opinions regarding the Family Medical Leave Act. They started doing that last year. I think there was a gap of like 2004, 2005 until 2018. They didn't issue any opinions. They used to be very helpful. And they issued one regarding the Family Medical Leave Act, which kind of changes things here in the Ninth Circuit. We're in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And we had this case that was decided by the Court of Appeals, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, that essentially said that, the takeaway that a lot of attorneys had from that is that you could not force an employee when they go on FMLA leave to take their paid sick leave or utilize their paid leave, their vacation or sick leave. This Department of Labor decision came out and essentially decided to the contrary. Now, these are opinions by the Department of Labor. They don't have a force and effect of law, but the Department of Labor is responsible for administering the Family Medical Leave Act. So I think that, essentially that Court of Appeals case is no longer good here. And so when somebody goes on FMLA leave, we would be entitled to say, look, you need to drain down your paid leave first. We're not required to do that. Well, oftentimes the employee wants to do that because they need to be paid. FMLA leave is unpaid leave until next year, remember, and we talked about paid family medical leave, which is going to come in and pay a percentage of what employees earn. But interestingly, so we're going to have more of these kinds of decisions come down from the Department of Labor, and as they affect the district, I'll bring them to your attention. And one of the issues that actually has never been brought, Brian Stern and I were talking about this, we probably talked about this 15 years ago. I don't know, do we send our volunteers off on wildland fires? We don't. Some districts do that, and the question has always been, can you have a volunteer do that and then be an employee for this limited purpose? Is that the same or similar job? And there may be an effort there to get an opinion from the Department of Labor on that to clarify that once and for all.
So you're saying that FMLA would run concurrently with sick leave, so they would be burning both their 12 weeks on top of their sick leave? They would start, the clock would start for both at the same time?
Yes, you could require. So what the regulations say is the employee can choose whether to use paid or unpaid leave. If they choose unpaid leave, the employer can require paid leave. And when this Ninth Circuit decision came out, a lot of departments backed away from that and said, oh, I don't think we can do that any longer. Well, the Department of Labor opinion seems pretty clear to me, you can now require the employee to take the two concurrently. So what some people did is, who didn't need the pay, is they would just, they really wanted more time off, is that they used their FMLA leave first, and then they'd go in and start draining down their sick leave. And what this opinion seems to say is that, no, you can require both to run concurrently. So it'd be, if they had more than 12 weeks of paid leave, of course, it would go beyond 12.
Sure.
But if they had less than that, then they'd burn that out, and then they'd be left with whatever's left for 12.
That's the way Bellevue interpreted it the whole time when I was there.
It was that way that, and I don't know when you left the city, but this, it's called a Strigo versus Foster Farms case. It was decided at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that about 5 or 6 years ago kind of changed everything. And people started to take the position that we can't force an employee to have those things run concurrently. But this is clearly contrary to that.
So this decision by the Ninth Circuit is not enforceable at this point?
Well, it would be debatable, right? I mean, this could get up to the courts again. I always thought that that was kind of the wrong lesson to be learned from this scribe. It didn't really hold that, but a lot of departments said, well, we're going to act conservatively and let the employee choose whether they'll have to leave or concurrently. I think this Department of Labor decision or opinion now gives us a lot more support to say you have to run. I don't think you're going to get penalties applied against you now. See, an employee could have earlier said, well, you're violating the FMLA, and you could have sought penalties, and I think that's going to happen now that we have this opinion.
Unfinished business. Master plan.
Master plan with ESCI is ongoing, or it's underway, I should say. Chief Newchester broke us into 3 groups, and each group is working on their area of expertise, whether it be operations and fire marshal, finance, or administration. And we're compiling data, and we'll put them into an electronic lockbox, and they'll take the data and do whatever it is they do with it. But it's ongoing. So,
Do we have a time frame estimate at all?
time frame to complete project, I don't know. I know that those of us that are doing the work are looking to get everything done before Chief Winchester gets back. Compiling data.
Ooh, that's kind of ambitious, isn't it?
Probably a little bit, but we're
When does he get back?
July. So we're looking at the next couple of weeks to do a really big heavy lift of all the data, pulling the data and stuff. And it's not just Chief Rostov and I. It's a complete. Everybody in admin is working on it really hard. So Jenny's our cheerleader.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We need to buy her a new whip.
So I believe in the contract, it spells out return of information in 6 months. So I think that's probably the time frame we're looking at from beginning of the contract start date to when they actually have deliverables for us is 6 months.
So kind of a target would be the end of the year then, wouldn't it?
Yes. And I believe they wanted all the information back in 2 months from the onset.
When did we initiate the contract?
We can,
Yeah.
yeah, we can.
How about the GEMT?
There was a piece of correspondence that was included in your packet. Near the back there, it's a letter dated May 29th. And what it does is it's going over, it's talking about the increase in the reimbursement from the state for the next fiscal year. It's an increase of $250 per transport, so it's actually fairly sizable. And that would be for the 2018 transports. So I know that there's kind of a burning question as to have we received the funds yet, and no. I heard Chief has given all of us explicit instructions what to do when that happens. He's hoping that it happens while he's gone, but I believe the target that we've been given is late July would be the latest time for the deposit.
So this whole GEMT thing, to me, it feels like one of those, pay your money up front and your money will be coming kind of scams, and it's kind of like we paid them $275,000 and we still haven't seen our money yet. And
Other departments have though.
Are they marching northward and we're the
Maybe
last?
so. I haven't looked at it geographically.
Maybe Tuesday, Friday.
Yeah, I know. Every time I see these things like, oh yeah, the money's coming, and oh, thank you for your check. It's like,
All right, we will continue to monitor that. How about the paramedic consortium? Had some information on here.
Yes, that conversations are still ongoing with the City of Bellingham and Whatcom County EMS Medical One. We have a meeting next week, and we're still moving forward with the thought that we can get a couple people in the medic program. We've learned more details about reimbursement to the district for our people's time, both in class and on the road as paramedics. It's looking very promising. The labor organizations have worked really hard to make sure that there's not going to be any issues going forward. And that's a big change from the last time that this all happened. And so like I said, I have a meeting next Friday, and we're going to move forward with getting some of the administrative problems. How do we put two guys from different agencies on the road together? What happens if they get in a wreck? Some of the down in the weeds operational stuff we're going to start to sort out. But we are on the cusp, I would say, of identifying who would go to this class and pulling the trigger, or giving you the whole picture so that you guys can decide to move forward.
And there are other agencies doing the same thing, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I understand that Linden got the go-ahead from City Council that they are more interested, that they want to find out more details. So it's there's now two agencies that are interested.
and we may not know this, but do the employees become employees of another department? They stay members of our department?
They stay our employees, yes, sir.
Then it'd be covered, in common sense world, it'd be covered under L&I and our company policies and our insurance. So really it wouldn't make any difference.
I think some of the challenges are that the model is that they work in a group, as a group consortium response rate essentially within that medic program for part of the time. And when they do that, you could have a mix of different people on the same medic unit from different agencies. And so those are some of the down in the weeds kind of details that we're talking about is, you know, whose vehicle is it, who's, you know, how do we cover, you know, the details related to that. Exactly.
How do they call in sick? What happens if Lunch, all these things, scheduling a vacation,
Yeah.
a lot of those things.
But it'd be worth the effort. We can pull
But,
this off.
sounds like, I know we got a letter of interest from our labor groups stating that they were hoping we would move forward with it, so I'm assuming they're working on this as well.
Yes, sir, and I have many texts of interest. So, the labor group is very interested, and there's definitely some people who have stepped forward and said they would be interested as far as, we haven't identified a process yet, how we're going to select who the first medics would be, who the first students would be, but we've got, Bellingham's been really good about giving us dates and when things need to be in place as far as getting everybody ready, so that if we do proceed forward, that we've got some good candidates for this.
The challenges we have by trying to make our public safer, right?
Right.
Credible. Can't
So
be
I'm
simple.
assuming there'd be some sort of testing process.
Yes, sir.
And then a list generated.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's gotta be exciting for the group.
Yes. Okay, we have a resolution, cancellation request, resolution 2019-06. Should be, what's this?
Crucettes warrant.
Yes, sir. It
Got
was
destroyed.
Lost in the
destroyed
mail.
in the mail.
Never believed that. I was walking the other day and I found an envelope sent to the IRS.
Yeah.
It was lost in the mail, laying
Laying
on
on
the
the
road,
ground.
yeah. I picked it up through the mailbox. So it does happen. So, is there a motion?
Wasn't yours, was it?
No. It was not cashable either. All right, resolution 2019-06, is there a motion to approve the cancellation?
I'll approve it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 It is canceled. New business. We're talking about a meeting with District 4. It's interesting because I have a issue, a conflict with some meetings. I've got 3 meetings in a row that I can't make. September, October, and November. But I could make all 3 if we moved them up a week. So I'm wondering how hard it would be and how much of an inconvenience it would be to have the meeting the second Thursday of the month for those 3 months. And maybe also we could use one of those to tie in with the request, because you guys meet on the second Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, yeah.
So we could tie one of those right in with you.
I think the issue might be finance, is getting all the vouchers and everything ready.
Mhm.
I don't know if that gives them enough time.
So there's a suggestion, and why don't we, I ask, Jason, if you would check with finance people and see if that would be a big mess for them, and if it is, we'll leave it the way it is. And, I'll miss those 3.
Yes, sir, will do.
So if I understand correctly, so September would, instead of the 19th, would be the 12th. October, instead of the 17th, will be the 10th. And November, instead of the 21st, it would be the 14th.
If we approve it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just what you're requesting.
Is that?
I do not see any conflicts on my end, so I'm okay.
I think the big issue is gonna be.
Our finance people.
Yeah, and how we would handle
Just
that.
like 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock?
No, we would decide later which one of those we want to meet with District 4, and probably check with their, see which one of them they would like to do. It would be the normal time, just a week earlier, but we would probably change one of them.
What if we go a week later? That would be finance. How does that work for you?
That'd be the 26th
Mm-hmm.
on September
I know it
24th.
wouldn't work, for November, but it might.
Yeah, November's Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Oh, so November wouldn't
no, September wouldn't work. October would work. So I'd make one out of 3, like a week later.
Do you need to go to the, that's WSCA conference? Do you need to go to that?
Work. Planning on it. Where is it this year?
208.
So we'll wait till we hear back from staff, if that would be an issue, and then another option would be to go a week later, so we'll decide on the next meeting.
Yeah.
So we got lots of time to think about it, I'll just throw it out there. Okay, next board meeting is July 18, everybody can make that one?
Yes.
Yes.
And we're, agenda items for the next meeting, probably continue to follow up on the three that are listed for this, and then add the Squeak Road Crossing issue. Okay. Anything else? Oh, the meeting, possible meeting change.
Yep.
Do you want me to reach out to my contact at RAM and just see if they can open a lane for us?
The PM over there is Louis.
That'd be good, and I think they probably would want to hear that. We have some nice.
I think sometimes it goes over better if they wanna help out as opposed to the city contacting them and telling them that they change their agreement that they.
Sure.
Proactive.
Well, I didn't realize it was gonna be closed that long, and I just assumed that, they go in, they grade it, I understand that, and then they paved it, it's temporarily paved right now, they got the first coat down, I can't imagine why they can't open it up with lighters. I'll find
Yeah,
out.
this section that's closest to us is still dirt, at least when I looked a couple days ago.
Well, I just came through there, it's all dirt.
Okay.
I live over there in West Road. I'm right there. Yeah. It's fun, it's frustrating.
Do you want me to report back to you then? What I
Yeah, that'd
find
be
out?
great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Work on it on both sides.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have an executive session, and it's per RCW 42.30.140, section 4A, for a collective bargaining discussion. And I expect this will last probably 10 minutes. We should be back by 1:50 at the very latest. And I don't expect for a decision to be made at the end of that.
So you do not expect.
Do not, it's just gonna be a discussion. If you'd like to ask, we just stay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, gentlemen.
Good. Good to see you. Yeah.
Good to do.